Hello, real estate investors. This is REI Funding Partners coming to you today with another tip for investors. And today's tip is choosing the right comps. Look, if you get the wrong value for your property because you've chosen the wrong comps, then everything else with your project is compromised. You stand the chance to either lose money or not make as much profit as you thought you were going to make. So it's extremely critical and vital for real estate investors to be able to value their properties correctly. Let's jump right in. So, what we've seen go wrong in doing lending deals for over 300 projects here in Alabama and the surrounding areas, we've seen a lot of things go right. We've seen things go wrong. We also have experience hands-on investing, so we've seen it firsthand as well as seeing it for projects that we're lending on. One thing that we've seen around getting the correct property value and using the correct comps or comparable properties is first investor lack of training. Just the investor, they've done some deals, they're hardworking, they're jumping in there, they're ready to take some risks, they're ready to put the effort in and make profits, but they haven't had specific training in what a true comp is and how to get comps and really how to value the property most accurately. The next thing is very similar for maybe the agent that they're using. So that real estate agent, so many agents are not really tuned in. They don't have the background for investment properties. They may have done a lot of just regular traditional homeowner sales. And investment properties, as you know, if you've been in the business very long, it's a different situation and very, again, as we said before, vital to get the right number there. Another thing is that the agent can just be lazy. They can click in their computer on MLS, they can pull a CMA report, a comparable market analysis, and maybe they don't even look at the properties that are in there to see if they're comps. They just think, okay, I push the button, the computer's going to do it for me, and they send you over that report. And they send it, and they take maybe 30 seconds or a minute to go in and pull it. If they don't review and make sure it's good data, they just send this over and they say, here's your property value. You, the investor, if you take that as accurate information, you're taking a huge risk. And that's just the agent being lazy and not really providing you value. And what that can lead to is money wasted on the wrong deal. If you or your agent don't have the right numbers you're working off of for property value, you can lose money flipping properties. It's happened many times. So what's the right way? First, the investor knows how to get accurate comps and choose the right ones. Second, you want an agent that knows that as well. Third, you want an agent that's going to review the comp report and make sure that it's accurate before they send it over to you, the investor. And what that results in is you choosing the right deal for your buy box. You're going to choose the property that's going to be a good project and a good profit maker for you. So what are some property characteristics? The property you're getting needs to be as similar as possible to the comp. And again, comp means comparable sold property. So first, the age of the property. I've seen many times people trying to compare properties that are 20, 30 years difference in age, and that's not a direct comparison. So best practice is to go for at least something that's within 10 years older or newer of your property, but not really much more than that if you want a good comp. The size of the property needs to be very comparable. So don't compare a 1,500 square foot house to like a 2,500 square foot house. You really maximum want to be 500 square foot plus or minus, ideally even closer to size of your property than that. On the features, you want to have the same bedrooms and bathrooms. It doesn't work, and you probably already know this, but to compare a 3-bedroom to a 4, a 1.5 bath to a 2, a property that has a garage to one that doesn't, a property that has acreage or outbuildings, those things need to just match up, or you make some adjustment for your property not being the same as one that you're using as a comp. Next, the construction type. Is the exterior on your comp brick and yours is vinyl. That's not a good comparison. If that's all you've got to compare to, know that brick houses are typically worth more. So your brick 3 bedroom, 2 bath, I'm sorry, the comparable brick 3 bedroom, 2 bath is going to typically bring more than your vinyl or wood siding house. Same thing if it's a 1 story or 2 story, just the construction type does matter. You can't just go off of the square footage. Sometimes agents get lazy and they like to do that. They just say, hey, everything in this area is selling for $175 a square foot. That is just not at all an accurate way to judge if you're not considering the same type of construction. What about the view? Is it a good, typical, clean view with good neighboring houses? Or are there some neighbors with trash and junk in the yard? Are there rundown buildings nearby that's going to be seen from your property? If so, if the comps don't have that, but your property does, then that's going to mean your property value is lower. Another one that we've experienced just recently, and we saw it bring the property down, really make the property hard to sell on a property that otherwise looked good. But is the property on a steep hill? Is the driveway to get in and out of the garage steep, up or downhill? Is the HVAC unit sitting out right in front of the sidewalk on the way in? All of those things matter when you're trying to compare to another property. If the other property you're comparing to is on just a nice flat lot and the driveway is perfectly flat, it's not the same as if your property is on a steep hill. These things really matter. We've seen this in real life. Next, the property needs to be as close as possible to your comp physically. And it also needs to have sold within the last 6 months as a best practice. If you can't get that, go as close to that as possible, but don't look at comps that are 1 and 2 years old. It's just out of date. You need to be looking for properties that have actually sold, not just something that is listed. People can ask whatever they want to ask for their property. What matters to you to get the correct value is what was a willing and able buyer willing to pay for that property and what actually happened in that transaction. Very, very important. In the same neighborhood is going to be the best comparable if you can get that. I know that in many cases you can't get a comparable in the same neighborhood, but if not, try a 1/4 mile radius or 1/2 mile. If you have to go further than that, you can. Just make sure again that the surroundings, the age, all of these other things that we've talked about so far are making it a real comparable. And finally, waterfront to off water. We've seen deals before where the agent tries to say that a waterfront property is going to be equal in value to a property that's off the waterfront. And waterfront properties are just worth more. They typically sell faster and they sell for higher amounts. So if you've got a house that looks the same, but yours is not on the water and your comp is, that's not going to be, your house is just not going to be the same price as that. You need to know that, and your agent needs to know that. So that's it. We know that your business is growing. We're here to help. We love providing these informational videos because we have a ton of experience and we're more than a lender. We're here to fund your deals, but we're also here to help you get the right deals and have the right numbers. We have a lot of tools and services that can help. We have a deal analyzer where you can plug in the numbers of your deal and make sure that it's going to get you in the right profit range that you want. We talked earlier about having the right agent. We've got an all-star agent selection tool that we're willing to provide to you at no cost that helps you pick out the right agent for yourself. We use a company called Richer Values for BPO services. That's broker's price opinion. It's similar to an appraisal, but it's really tuned in for real estate investors. And that's something that you're going to get when you work with us as well. So all of these things are here to help you do more deals and more profitable deals. We're here for your success. We funded over 300 deals locally, and that number is growing. You can find us at our website, reifundingpartners.com. And when you get there, you'll see a link for scheduling a call and talking to us. When you schedule your call, you'll be talking with Parker Grissom. He loves real estate investing. He loves funding deals and quoting deals. and he can get a quote to you quickly if you have a deal, or he can answer your question if you just have a question about something that you're looking at. So again, we are here to help, and until the next time, take care and God bless.